What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and one of the projects that fans are really excited for, myself included, is the upcoming Thunderbolts project. It had been reported that a Thunderbolts project was in the works at Marvel Studios for some time now. And then this year at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios revealed the entirety of their Phase 5 slate, with the last project being the Thunderbolts, coming out July 26th of 2024. And not only did they reveal the movie to us, but they revealed the roster of the Thunderbolts as well. And the roster is awesome. We have Yelena, we have the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, we have US Agent John Walker, we have Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, we have Taskmaster from Black Widow, who fans are kind of on the fence about right now. We have the Red Guardian, and then we have Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. It's an awesome roster, with more people said to be coming in the film, not necessarily a part of the Thunderbolts team, but in the film nonetheless. Right now, fans have been wondering why isn't Zemo a part of this team, but recent rumors suggest that he is going to be in the film, just not an official member of the Thunderbolts team. But there's a big question that fans have been asking recently, and that question is Thunderbolt Ross going to be in the Thunderbolts film? In the comics, the Thunderbolts team is named after Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. However, recently, and very sadly, the actor that played Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU, William Hurt, passed away. And since Marvel Studios decided to not recast T'Challa in Black Panther 2, fans were wondering if they were going to do the same for Thunderbolt Ross. However, it is now officially confirmed that Harrison Ford will be playing Thunderbolt Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, making his debut in Captain America 4: New World Order. And then, of course, we expect him to show up in the Thunderbolts film, and we expect the team to be named after him as well. And today we have some supposed plot points for the Thunderbolts movie. Now, before we get into this is not confirmed, and it's just something that somebody posted anonymously online, so take it with a big grain of salt. But a lot of these have actually been true recently, and it's fun to dive into them, so let's see what it has to say about the plot for the Thunderbolts. Now, what's really interesting is it starts off by saying that Scarlett Johansson is an executive producer of the movie. Now, this is interesting because not too long ago, it was reported that Scarlett Johansson was in talks to direct a Marvel film. But considering the fact that 3 members of the Thunderbolts team are going to be from Black Widow, Red Guardian, Taskmaster, and Yelena Belova, and considering the fact that the Thunderbolts movie is probably going to talk about how Valentina told Yelena that Hawkeye killed Natasha, there's definitely going to be a lot of talk about Black Widow in this movie, so it would kind of make sense that Scarlett Johansson would be an executive producer of the film. And who knows, maybe we'll go on to find out that they'll announce her as the director of the film, not just the executive producer, but we'll have to wait and see on that. It continues to say Zemo appears in the movie, but he is not a member of the team. He is more like an advisor to Val, similar to Coulson was to Fury. Now, depending on how they do this could actually work very well, because I would really love for Zemo to form the Masters of Evil. And him not being a full member of the Thunderbolts team means that he can later go on to do this. It continues to say Melina also appears as Chief of Operations of the team. Now, they're talking about Melina Vozdakov, another person from Black Widow. And considering how she helped Dreykov run the Red Room, and is definitely in some sort of trouble with the American government and most likely the world, it makes sense that Val would want her for a part of this team. Now, here's where it gets interesting. It says that Songbird is part of the team. She wasn't announced at D23 because there is no cast yet, although Ella Purnell is the frontrunner for being Melissa Gold. Now, Songbird is a really cool character in Marvel Comics. She has really cool powers with her voice. She can create sonic blasts, she can even create force fields with her voice, and she can even create some objects with her voice as well. She can create platforms, she can create battering rams. Basically, her voice is a crazy cool weapon. She also has the same abilities that a typical superhero would have, like superhuman strength, superhuman speed. She can also use her voice to create wings of pure energy, so she's pretty cool. And I hope this ends up being true. And Ella Purnell could definitely lock down this look. Now, here's where it gets kind of crazy. It's revealed that Val is the director of damage control, which in all honesty, if this is true, doesn't surprise me that much. Damage control is definitely kind of iffy when it comes to a lot of things, like them attacking kids. So it would make sense that Val would be behind it because, let's face it, she's kind of sketchy. It says that there are going to be teases for World War Hulk in this film, and since Captain America 4 is going to be the movie coming out right before the Thunderbolts film, and it's been rumored to have other Hulks in it, that would make sense that they would continue to tease World War Hulk in this film. Now, of course, many people are going to be wondering after Yelena Belova now knows that Valentina lied to her about who killed her sister, she's obviously going to have some beef with Valentina. And one of the plot points that this mentions is that Yelena has her own agenda against Val for lying to her about Natasha's death, and she tries to convince the others a part of the team to remove Valentina from the team. And from here, we kind of get a mini Civil War storyline, it seems. Alexei, Bucky, and Taskmaster are with Yelena for using Nat's death, and Ghost, US Agent, and Songbird are with Val because Val gave them a new reason to be important, to be needed. So as you can imagine, there is a fight between the two different groups, the separation. So there's gonna be a fight, and I gotta say I'm here for it because I'd love to see a fight between US Agent and the Red Guardian. Both of them have taken Super Soldier Serum, or at least some type of it, a variant of it if you will. But essentially both are super soldiers who have fought with shields before, so I think this will be a pretty cool fight. Now from here it gets kind of questionable, and I'll explain what I mean by that in just a second. It says, because of Yelena's treason, Val murders Melina. And of course, Melina is like her mom, or the closest thing that she's ever had to a mom. And apparently this leads to Yelena killing Val, and the team is disbanded after this. Now this part is entirely believable. It is definitely something that Valentina would do, and Yelena would definitely kill Val. After all, she almost killed Hawkeye, and Hawkeye is a good guy. I'm sure she would gladly kill Valentina after Valentina killed her mom, or like I said, the closest thing to it. Now, I don't really see Melina having a huge part in the MCU moving forward after a Thunderbolts movie, so her dying in the film isn't really that big of a shock. I can buy that. However, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, Valentina, she was seemingly set up to have a pretty big part in the MCU. Now, that could all be leading to this movie, The Thunderbolts, in which that could be the end for her, which I totally buy, but at the same time, I feel like Marvel Studios might want to keep her around for a little bit longer. Now, this does finish by saying that the team is disbanded, until the post-credits scene where US Agent, Ghost, and Songbird receive a message from a user named Citizen V. Citizen V is a superhero in Marvel Comics, and many people have actually been Citizen V, taken on the mantle, and at one point in time, even Zemo had taken on the mantle, but he did it as a villain pretending to be good. He even put a group of villains together pretending to be superheroes until they were eventually discovered and defeated by the Avengers. But it would make sense that if Zemo is sort of on the sidelines, kind of helping out just a little bit, that at the end of this film, if Val is gone, he would pop up and try to create a team of his own. Because we definitely know that he's not good. He is a villain. Now I like this. I think this is all good and well. However, I'm not sure Marvel Studios has planned this far out yet. We're about 2 years away. So I really doubt that the post-credit scene for this film has been written yet. However, I do think that there is some validity to other things that have been said on here. And actually, some of this is just common knowledge of what would actually happen in this film. It's very obvious that Yelena is not just going to be okay with Valentina lying to her. So she's clearly going to go up against Valentina, and of course, Red Guardian is going to take her side. I would assume that Bucky would take her side as well because of Natasha and his relationship with her, and of course Steve Rogers. But US Agent John Walker has been recruited by Valentina, so it would make sense that he would take her side and some other members take her side as well. And considering they're kind of a group of villains, them fighting each other is definitely going to happen. And honestly, I see Valentina being the head of damage control. Now, the movie may not be fully scripted out yet, but Marvel Studios definitely has a plan leading up to the film, and they have an idea of what they want to happen in the film as well. So all of this is completely believable except for the ending for the post-credit scene, and I kind of expect it to happen. And what some insiders do sometimes is they put in the truth mixed with some of their own theories, which I'm kind of assuming is happening here. But hey, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. I'd actually like to see a lot of this play out on screen, but let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.